Hello, Traveling Dori members. This is the Steve Irwind. I'm just Tarina, and I'm in San Diego, and he is on his way out, so we wanted to do a quick video. I just took a bunch of still photos, and I'll post those in an album as well, but just for a little bit more in-depth look at what we did together. I'm in San Diego, but I actually spent most of my time with him up in San Francisco. My little sister was graduating college, so San Francisco is a fantastic city too, so we got lots of good photos together. So let's dig right in. So the person who had this before me did an awesome job. There's lots of cool stuff in here. But she did do a cool watercolor page in this first little section. And I'm not very artistically talented, so I let my ibis at work do the painting for me. I think you guys might know by now, but I work at SeaWorld San Diego, and I work on our animal ambassador team. So I work with all kinds of different animals that we travel with for our PR events or conservation events or education. So we have all kinds of different animals. We have a beaver and porcupines and a sloth and parrots and owls and just tons of different animals. So we have a team of scarlet ibis, and they have these beautiful bright pink feathers like this. And they have muddy little feet, so I just kind of let them run all over the notebook. So those are ibis feet prints everywhere. So that was kind of their little finger painting for me. The next section is really where I got into, first let's see. The person before me also stuck in this really cute passport. And if you take these to a national park, there's usually a little stamp that you can throw in here, and I put 2 in because we went to Coit Tower, which I believe is a national, or not a national, but it's a landmark in San Francisco. And then we went to Muir Woods National Monument, which is the Redwood Forest. So I got a couple of stamps in there. And then this next section, these were the pages in Las Vegas. So they're really fun. I'm excited for you guys to be able to see them. Lots of cool pictures and postcards. And then, here's where mine started. So I got Steve, and the first thing I did, let's see, I took a picture with the packaging. Sorry, there's a truck going by. We're outside because it's such a lovely day here in Southern California. So this was the packaging he came in, and I just ran a couple errands with him on the first day. So that's him in my car with my purse. Here's a postcard for California. And when I took these photos with him, we were experiencing some pretty awful wildfires. So we had, I think, at one point 10 or 11 different wildfires going on, and my family was lucky enough that the fires did come within a quarter mile of our house, but it was blowing, the wind was blowing the opposite direction. So this picture is Steve, and this is all smoke from the fires right there. My house is right at the base of this mountain, so it came around the side too, so it's pretty scary, but we got very lucky. This is a sunset. That's all smoke, those aren't clouds, so I thought that was kind of beautiful and terrifying at the same time. This was our first night. We got L&L barbecue, which I have the receipt down here. I love L&L. It's Hawaiian barbecue. It's so good. And then I have put him to work helping me make some notebooks because I got some orders in my Etsy shop. So just a little blurb about what we were doing. Nothing too detailed. I kind of let the pictures speak for themselves. And then the next day is when he went to work with me. So, like I said, I'm a senior animal trainer at SeaWorld San Diego, and we're celebrating our 50th anniversary right now. So I got one of our coolest stickers in here. This is one of my favorite shots I took with him. Him with Shamu down at the viewing area. And then most of these photos I put up on Instagram, so I think you guys have seen pretty much all of these. I think my favorite photo is with the sloth here. Just the colors in that are really beautiful, and she came over to say hi. Sloth love hibiscus flowers. Apparently it's like sloth chocolate, so had to entice her over to come say hi. More pictures of him with the animals at work, and then the next day we went to the beach, because you got to go to the beach in San Diego, obviously. So this was him in the sand, and he was keeping the beaches safe here on the lifeguard towers. This was at Dog Beach, one of my favorite places to go here. And then here's a little bit of sand I taped in from the beach, so you guys have a little bit of San Diego with you. Then this was when we started our trip to San Francisco. So most of my time with this notebook, like I said, is in San Francisco. Here's my boarding pass, a picture of me and my sister at her graduation. This is Steve at her school's logo is right there, so Steve at the graduation up on the second balcony. just a little bit of blurb about what we were doing. My little sister is graduating. I'm so proud of her. She's actually been suffering from Lyme disease for the last 4 years, so it's kind of one of those things that a lot of people don't know much about, but usually they know at least somebody or have a connection to somebody that knows somebody that has battled Lyme disease in their lifetime at some point. So this is a card for, she just won a grant from the Lyme Disease Limelight Foundation, so I just stuck that in there. You never know. People really need outreach for that, so I threw that in there, and it's been a big part of our life, so that's part of the reason I was so proud of her. She's graduating after being sick for so long. So I've got to get the Golden Gate Tower, or Golden Gate Bridge in here, so we got a couple pictures of that. Here's a farther away photo of it. This was a photo I took with my Polaroid, my Instax Fujifilm. This was up in Coit Tower. The view from there was pretty fantastic. And then this is Alcatraz, and these are just a couple postcards that I taped in underneath, and that flips out there. The next picture, this was Coit Tower. Here's another Instax photo. I love that little camera. It's super fun. And I was out with a couple of kids that are my sister's roommates' kids, and they had never seen a Polaroid before, so I let them play with it a little bit. I'm not even that old. I'm only 27, so that was pretty fun for them. But here's a little blurb that was on the side of the building itself that talked about what it was. Here's a postcard from there. It was pretty cool. You have to go up in this rickety little elevator, which is a little terrifying, but I think it said it was something like 300 feet high, something like that. Obviously we stopped in Ghirardelli, which is great. I love Ghirardelli, and got a huge, like, 80 pack of chocolate, which I'm sending to my boyfriend who's deployed right now. I'm not going to eat it all myself, I promise. This is a fortune that we got in Chinatown when we got our fortune cookies. This was at Yummy Yummy. It was this little hole in the wall, and it was so delicious. Here, let me get this focus. There we go. It was so good. And it had one of those cool round tables where the middle spins, like Indiana Jones. I just love that scene. This flips out. This was a little girl. She saw me playing with my camera, and she wanted her photo taken, so I had to take a picture of that. This was outside the Asian Art Museum with one of those cool cats or lion statues. This was, I got a $2 bill and change while I was up there. I haven't seen one of those since I was a little kid, so obviously I'm hanging on to that. And this under here is another Instax photo, one of my favorite pictures I took. This is the fruit and vegetable stands in Chinatown. So we also went up to Muir Woods, which is the Redwoods, up in San Francisco. Just the mountains, just to the outside, actually. It's not too far of a drive. It's kind of surprising how close it is. So this was a little map that we got when we paid for our tickets in, and it just pulls out all sorts of information about the animals and the trees that are there. So you can see these trees are pretty huge, and those are little people at the bottom, so they're pretty massive. It's incredible. It's kind of one of those things you got to see to believe. Here's a few more stamps from the visitor center that I got right here. This is a receipt for our ticket in. If any of you guys go to visit and you are active military, you get into any of our national parks for free, which is pretty cool. Here's a sticker of the Muir Woods that I bought in the Muir Woods gift shop, and then this is Steve next to one of the trunks of the trees, and I couldn't even fit in. Let's get, sorry, I'm on my phone here, so the focus isn't so great. There we go. This is a trunk of one of the trees, and that's only about half of what I could fit into the photo, so it kind of gives you an idea of how big those trees are. Still doesn't really do it justice. And then these are some leaves that were on the ground. I promise I didn't take them. They were on the ground outside of the park. I thought they were really pretty, so I stuck them in there. This is a photo of the thing that you walk underneath to get inside. A little clover. So that was really fun. Here's a bunch more photos too. It's just incredible. I can't even put it into words. This was a picture of a tree that had fallen, and this is the very outside right there on up in the corner. But it kind of talks about different landmarks in history, and you can see it where the tree was born. I think this tree was like 1,000 years old or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, it was about 1,000 years old. So it started right there and goes all the way out from there. More photos. This one was, I was laying on my back and I took a picture up. This was some of the trees had had fire damage, and the insides had been hollowed out from the fire or animals. This was a map of all the trails, more trees, and then there was this sign outside of the park that said First Amendment area, and the sign, I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought we had our First Amendment rights everywhere, but it says this area has been set aside for individuals or groups exercising their constitutional First Amendment rights. Blah, blah, blah. National Park neither encourages nor discourages or otherwise endorses these, and then it cuts off. But it's basically, it's an area set aside for people to exercise their freedom of speech. So I thought that was kind of a funny sign, so I took a picture of it. And then this is a little, I think he's a centipede, could be a millipede. I'm getting my centis and my millies mixed up, but I think it's a centipede. So I thought he was pretty cool looking with his coloration, so I took a picture of him. And then on our last day there, we went to the Disney Family Museum, and it's this incredible museum dedicated all to the life of Walt Disney and his family. So I didn't really know much. My family are huge Disney fanatics. I didn't really know much about his early life, so it basically starts at birth. Actually, it starts even before that, because it talks about his parents and grandparents and how they came over to the United States from France. And so it was just amazing, and we actually ran out of time. We didn't get to finish the whole thing because we had to catch our flight, so I'll definitely be going back up there to finish that. But here's a postcard. I picked this one because I just love the quote on here, and I try to live by this. Why do we have to grow up? And I fully agree that we do not have to grow up. So this was just a really beautiful postcard. I love that. Here's a bunch of pictures. This was our the tickets that we purchased to get in. We also, the main reason we went is because they were having a Mary Blair exposition, is that the right word? They had a Mary Blair area that they had dedicated to her, and she worked on a lot of the preliminary artwork and design for a lot of the old school Disney movies, and she also designed the It's a Small World. So you can definitely see her style in a lot of the art that we saw. So here's the It's a Small World photo. This is, that's Peter Pan. I think I have more photos of the Mary Blair stuff on the next page. Oh, here we go. So here's Alice in Wonderland, which is my second favorite after Sleeping Beauty. And here's a picture of Steve Irwind with one of Walt Disney's actual drawings. That was just incredible to see that his actual drawings were there. And then this one, it was kind of tough to see because everything's behind glass and in special lighting to make sure it's preserved well. But this is a picture, here's Steve right there, a picture of the earliest known drawing of Steamboat Willie, which is one of Disney's, it's their first major cartoon. So that was pretty cool to be able to see that. That was the clearest photo I could get of it. And then on this page right here, there we go. Whoop. This is with some photos from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Just a little information about the Steamboat Willie. This was from the Mary Blair exhibit where there was this cool book that people could leave drawings in. Kind of like almost like a stationary traveling notebook. But this was a Mary Blair that a little girl drew, and I loved that. I took a picture of that. This was Steve Irwin with a Mary Blair animation or painting for Alice in Wonderland. And then this was a poster. And this Sleeping Beauty is my favorite, so I put that in there. And then at the very end, I just kind of wrote a little note saying I was really happy and excited to be a part of this project. I can't wait to get this notebook back again and see all the other travels he's been on. And I hope you guys enjoy what I've added to this. And this was a really fantastic project, and I'm just, everybody that I talked to about it just thought it was really incredible, and we're part of a really cool group here. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you soon, Steve. Fair winds and following seas, my friend.